study is how to figure out the patterns in a sequence of numbers, okay? And then trying to find the missing numbers. Okay, so all the problems here are sequence of numbers, and then we're trying to figure out the pattern. Okay, once you figured out the pattern, how do we get the number next one, one by one, right? Then you find a way to generate all the numbers in the sequence. So of course you figured out the missing number. Okay, so I will show you how to do a couple problems. Then I will ask you to do some problems. And then I wish you to post your answer privately, send it to me directly. All to do is open the chat window, click my name, send it to me. Okay, so I know you get the answers. Great. So we have to interact. Okay. Otherwise, I will call your name sometimes. If you're still being silent, then I have to send the email to your parents late. So ask them to watch you. Okay. All right. So here's the first problem. And you are given a sequence of numbers. Okay, 1, 4, 7, 10. But and a number is missing, and 16 and 19. Okay. And the sequence of numbers is increasing, right? So I think it's clear to me that the next number is, how to get the next number, right? Just add a 3 to the previous number. Add a 3 to the previous number. So you add a 3 to the previous number, it's plus 3, and then plus 3. So the missing number is going to be 10 plus 3, which is 13. Okay, that's how do we solve the problem. You figured out the pattern, right? And so now you are able to do the next problem. Okay, so the next problem, so here is you're given sequence of numbers. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 12, right? Right. And then after that, the number is missing, then it's 18 and 21. Do you have any answers? I want you to try. Okay. Yeah, for the first problem. Yeah, I'm talking about the second problem right now. Okay, we already passed the first problem. Okay. All right, so you will see that it's increased by 3 always, right? Increased by 3, and from 3 to 6, you add a 3 to 3, then you get 6, then add a 3 to 6, you get 9, you add a 3 to 9, you get 12, then you add a 3 to 12, you get 15. Then you double check that, you add a 3 to 15, you get 18, then you add a 3 to 18, you get 21. So we are fine. All right, great, everybody get right answer. Okay, and so let's move on. Okay, so the next one is slightly different, right? And you try to also add the numbers to the previous term, but you will see that it's changing, right? So it's not a same number. You can add a 2 to 2, get a 4, but then you have to add a 4 to 4, you can get 8. Then you have to add 8 to 8, then get 16. But you can also do this way to figure out the next number. But here, I think another way you can figure it out quickly. So actually, you just double the previous number to get the next one. So it's multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2. Okay, so then 16 times 2, that's a 32. So you double check that 32 times 2 gets 64. Okay, so 32 should be the answer. Okay, great. All right, so let's move on to the next problem. Okay, so the next problem is here's it's a 2, 6, 18, and then the number missing, and then you get the 162. Okay, you get a 162. Can you do this problem? Yeah, if you got it, please post to me. Oliver, what's your answer? Are you sure? Double check your work, Oliver. All right. Of course, you know, for this course, we needed to know how to do the multiplication and the division. Okay, addition and subtraction. Okay, yeah, great. So look at this, right? It's from 2 to 6. You know, maybe you can try and take the difference, right? You find it increased by 4, but then from 6 to 18, it's not increased by 4. So you try a different way to look at this sequence of numbers. You find out it is always multiplied by 3 to get negative, multiply by 3 to get negative, numbers. Okay. So let's see. Let me erase. Yeah, something wrong with my computer a little bit. Okay. All right. So you 2 times 3, you get 6, and the 6 times 3, you get 18. Then 18 times 3, you know, you get 54. Okay. And you also check that 54 times 3 is 162. So 54 is going to be the answer. Okay. That's how do we get it? Yeah. So 18 times 3, yeah, is going to be 54. Okay. So now, we take a look at the next problem. Okay. The next problem, okay, it's different from the previous problem. Okay, it's different from the previous problem. Now you read all the numbers, you find out the difference is getting larger and larger. Okay, it's the difference getting larger and larger. Did you see that? Yeah. So you know, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Then you have the 2 plus 2 equals 4. And 4 plus 3, every time you add a number which is increasing, then you get 7. So I guess 7 should be 8, you know, plus 4. And it's going to be 11. Okay. Then you double check 11, you know, plus 5. Then you get 16. Great. Yeah. So that matches. Okay. And then and the 16 plus 6 is going to be 22. So this time, you know, you yes, every time you add the number to the previous term to get next term, but when you add a number and this number, the value of the number is increased. Okay, it's not going to be constant. So that's why it's different from the previous sequence. Okay, the previous sequence, either you multiply the previous term by the same number, or add the same number to the previous term to get the next term, right? But this time, this is a difference. Now another way you can look at is that, you know, you take a difference of two consecutive terms. Okay, 2 minus 1 is 1, 4 minus 2 is 2, 7 minus 4 is 3, and then parenthesis minus 7, we don't know, right? Right. So yeah, this is supposed to be 4, you know, right? It's clear, you know, right? You have to be 4. Then you can figure it out what is that number. Okay. So that this implies the number is going to be 7 plus 4, which is 11. That's another way you can understand. Yeah. So this is a very typical way to understand sequence. You take a difference of 2 consecutive terms and you get a new sequence of numbers. And sometimes like this one, it's get an arithmetic sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And the next one will be 5, you know? Yeah, so 11, 16 minus 11, you know, again, 5, okay? So you can double check. All right, so let's move on to the next one. I hope you know how to do this, right? All right, so we have 10, 11, 13, 16, 20, then some number is missing, right? So great, you guys can solve the problem very quickly. I'm ready to see that. Okay. Okay, not everybody show up today. All right, so we can, you know, I can, we can change the way to do it, right? We can look at the difference of the two consecutive terms. Okay, 13 minus 11 is 2, right? 16 minus 13 is going to be 3. 20 minus 16 is going to be 4. So that unknown number minus 20 should be equal to 5. So that number is going to be 25, you know, 20 plus 5. Great. Yeah, that number is 25. Good job, Eric. Okay. All right, so let's continue. So we have this number, this sequence. Okay, think about that. You know, if you get answers, let me know. Okay. 1, 3, 7, 13, 21. Oh, so now we have a slight different answers. So you guys have to be careful when you post it. Okay. So majority of students have the same number, which is 31. So 31 should be correct answers. All right, I guess so. Let's do it. So you take a difference. 3 minus 1 equals 2. 7 minus 3, right, equals 4. 13 minus 7, right, equals 6, right? And 21 minus 13, and that is going to be 8. So that unknown number minus 21, I think it should be equal to 10, right? Because this is increasing by 2, this sequence. So that's why that number should be 21 plus 10, and that is going to be 31. Okay, great. All right, so we move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one, I think, let me check. I'm probably missing some. Yes, 3, 4, 6, 9, 13. Yeah, let me. This is a 4. Okay, my type as well. Okay, 3, 4, 6, 9, 13, and parentheses. So what is the number? Wow, good job. Michael, Morgan, Michelle. Okay, great. So let's see. So 4 minus 3 equals 1. That's a standard, we know. But we are going to see different type of sequence. Okay. So 6 minus 4 is 2. 9 minus 6 is 3. 13 minus 9 is 4. And that unknown number minus 13 should be equal to 5, right? So therefore, this number is 13 plus 5, which is going to be 18. Okay, so that is going to be 18. Good job. All right, how about 1, 2, 6, 15, 31, 56? Now, this is probably is brand new sequence. Well, let's try. We probably still the same idea works. Okay, right? It's increasing pretty fast. Okay, we see someone already post answers. Wench, Morgan, Buta. I think some of you made a computation mistakes. If the number is smaller than 90, and the answer is wrong. And redo the problem. All right. Let me show you how to do it. So first of all, I try this, always, take a difference of two consecutive terms, which is 1. 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay. Well, okay, 15 minus 6. 15 minus 6 is going to be 9. Okay, fine. 31 minus 15 is going to be 16. And the 56 minus 31 equals 25. Then I just realized that this is just a sequence of a perfect squares, right? So this is a sequence of perfect squares. 1 is 1 square, 4 is 2 square, 9 is 3 square, 16 is 4 square, 25 is 5 square. So I'm pretty sure this unknown number minus 56 should be equal to 6 square, okay, which is 36. So that therefore this unknown number is a 56 plus 36, and add them together, and that's going to be 92. Okay, 92 is the answer. Right? Good job. Right. So yeah, if the sequence of numbers it's not increased by the same number, so first thing we have to try just take a look at just try the difference of two consecutive numbers. You solve most of the problems. Okay, then you get a second sequence of number. Then the second sequence will be much easier to understand. For example, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square. Right. And like this one, right? We just did that, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. So if you see a sequence of that, and clearly that number, I should put this number before that. It's going to be, it's going to be 6 square, 36. That's a trivial problem. Okay. Yeah. Problem number 10 should be before the problem 9. All right. So this is a sequence of perfect squares. Okay. All right. Now, how about this one? That's pretty strange. 2, 2, 4, 6, 10, 6. Okay. So I'm going to let you to try. Well, some of you, great. Some of you already posted answer. All right. All right. We got many different answers. Okay. Maybe different way get different answers. Okay. You can take a difference of the two numbers, right? To see whether it's working or not. 2 minus 2, it's a 0. 4 minus 2 is going to be 2. 6 minus 2, 4 is still 2. You see that, right? 10 minus 6 is going to 4, right? And the 16 minus 10 equals 6. I don't see any pattern here. This is a hard, right? It's not working that way. So I put a question mark here. It's okay. We get used to like that. We take a difference to consecutive terms. And then it's not like you multiply previous term by some fixed number, you get next number, right? I don't see any patterns like that. But try different ways. But you will see that 2 plus 2 is a 4. The sum of two previous terms. 2 plus 4 is 6, right? 4 plus 6 you get 10. So 6 plus, right? 6 plus 10 you get 16. So what is the next term, right? Next term, 10 plus 16 should be the next term, right? Which is going to be 26. So that is the answer for the problem. 26. Maybe you can find a different ways to get sequence of numbers. Okay. But this so far is pretty, natural. Okay. Sometimes the solution is not unique, but as long as you can explain to me clearly how to get that, right? So when you do the homework, I wish you not just put the answer there. I wish you to do all the calculation and show all the details, and okay, just the guidelines like that. Suppose you give to your brother or sister, young, if you have a younger sister, and a couple years later, if you let them look at your notes, they understand your solution. That's a key point, right? If you cannot just put answer there, answer, I have an answer key, no problem, right? So you have to show the details so that can. It's not like it gives them a hint, right? All right, so 12. This is the next problem. All right, so 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. All right. Okay, so you guys got the answer quickly, right? You will see that 1 plus 1 equals 2, 1 plus 2 equals 3, 2 plus 3 equals 5, 3 plus 5 equals 8, right? 3 plus 5 equals 8, and the 5 plus 8 equals 13, right? Right, 8 plus 13, what is next number, right? It's gonna be 21. So 21 is the answer. And you can double check, check, right? Double check is a 13 plus 21 got 34. Okay. Also, it's okay, the last term. All right, all right, so let's move on. Now, this is a little bit strange, okay? We're gonna see all kind of possible sequences here. So 23, 4, 26, 17, 8. So what is the next term? Great, you're smart. Okay, you got it. Okay, you will see that there's clearly this is a kind of like a two sequence mixed up at the very beginning. Okay, so from 23 to 20, 20 to 17, right? And another one is a 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, and 10 to 12. It's increasing by 2. So clearly this is going to be, it's going to be 17 minus 3. Okay, that's going to be 14. Got it? Yeah. So here is two sequences, alternately emerged into one sequence. Okay. If you notice that, then you can solve the problem quickly. Okay. All right, so the next one I wanted to try. I'm not going to show you again. Yeah, I'm not going to show you immediately. Great, thank you, Andy, Ethan, Olivia. Okay, so similarly, you see that it's obvious to me there should be two sequences here. Okay, and this is sequence from 2 to 4, 4 to 8. This is just double, right? 2 times 2, 4 times 2, you get 8. And then I can even tell what is the next one. This is going to be 16. Okay, so 13, 15 increased by 2, and 15 to 17 increased by 2. So 17 plus 2 is going to be that number, okay, which is going to be 19. Yeah, 19 is the answer. Okay. All right. Okay, let's take a look at another one. So 2, 9, 6, 10, 18, 11, 54. I think this is also, it's messed up with two sequences. Yeah, mixed up with two sequences. All right, great, you're smart. So you see that from 2 to 6, 6 to 18, 18 to 54, every time multiplied by 3, right? By 3. But from 9 to 10, from 10 to 11, 11 to next number, right? It's clearly it's going to be 11 plus 1. It's going to be 12. Okay. Yes. All right. So we haven't seen all kind of sequences here. So it's time to look at the different sequence. This time you get a pair of numbers, a sequence of pair of numbers. Okay. Now I'm not going, yeah, let me show you how to do this first. All right, I focus on those, you know, yeah, take a look at, yeah, 196, 9788, 9175, 79 something, right? So you not only just to find out, but you have to do the computation, you have to do some computation for the two numbers in the pair. You also want to find out the relationship among those pairs of numbers. Okay, among those pairs of numbers. Okay. So I think you look at that, right? The first, in each pair of numbers, the first one is always larger than the second one. So you can either try add those two numbers together, or do subtraction, or do the multiplication, or do the division. Okay, those are 4 possible operations you can try. All right. So let's try do the subtraction. Okay, so 100 minus 96, that's the first pair of numbers difference, it's a 4. 97 minus 88, it's gonna be 9. Okay, and 91 minus 75, it's gonna be 16. Okay, so it seems to me it's a sequence of the difference of two numbers in each pair. You get a new sequence of numbers. I'm pretty sure this should be equal to 25. So 79 minus that number should be 25. So that number is going to be 79 minus 25, which is 54. Okay, I see if some students got the answers. Great. Yeah, this is a pretty challenging problem. Okay. You know, in the National Security Agency of the United States, there are lots of people working there, just trying to figure out the patterns of the numbers. Okay, and because in order to hide the information, right, you cannot send the directories and numbers out. You have to modify it, and then whatever who will receive it, right, and it should figure out how to decode it, recover the real number you want to you wish to receive. So those are simple patterns. They're high mathematicians working there. Okay. So now we figured out it's a 54, right? So if you send out these 4 pairs of numbers to someone, right? And you really want to give that person 54, but you don't give him directly. So if he figure out 54, oh, that's your password, then you can use that, right? Yes. So if you record your secret passwords, but you don't record it directly, you can also always record a sequence of numbers, people can figure out, okay? Yeah. So there are many ways to hide the real numbers. Right, so let's take a look at the next one. The next one is 6, 9, 7, 8, 10, 5, and some number we don't know, 13. Okay, what is that missing number? Okay, we have one student get answers. Okay, great. I got several answers. They're all correct. All right, so when you look at this sequence of paired numbers, I found out it's not always the first number is larger than the second number. So we shouldn't give up, we shouldn't use the difference. Okay. Then how about the multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, right? So I use this addition first. So 6 plus 9 is going to be 15. 7 plus 8 is going to be 15. 10 plus 15 is 15. So clearly that number plus 13 is 15. So that number must be equal to. Great. All right. All right, so now let's try next one. 1, 24, 2, 12, 3, 8, and 4 and some number. Okay. All right, great. Morgan, redo your problem. Andy, yeah, great. All right, so let's see, we try subtraction, division, multiplication, and addition, right? And I find out multiplication is the best. Yeah. So 1 times 24 is 24. 2 times 12 is 24. 3 times 8 is 24. So 4 times some number should be called 24. And that number is going to be 6. Okay, great. All right, so now let's take a look at the next one. So 2, 7, 4, 5, 1, 8, 3. That's wow, you guys did it very fast. Okay, so obvious the answer is going to be 6 because the sum is always the same number, right? 4 plus 5 equals 9. 1 plus 8 equals 9. 3 plus that number equals 9. And that number is going to be 6. Okay. Okay, so the next one. Twelve, 9, 15, 12, 18, 15. I only see one different answers, but the majority answers are the same, so this should be correct. The answer is 16. Okay. The reason is the difference of the two numbers in each pair is always 3. Okay. And then that number minus 13 is 3. So that means that number is going to be 16. Right. All right. Try next one. 14, 28, 14, 2, 28, 4, 42, 6. Right. All right, great. You know, we find out this time we have to use a division. Okay, if you use division, well, the first number is always a 7 times the second number. Okay. And so 14 divided by 2 is 7. 28 divided by 4 is 7. You know, right? 42 divided by 6 is off, so 7. And then that number divided by 8 should be 7. Okay, that number must be, right, 8 times 7, which is going to be 56. Okay. Right, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so 721, 1133, and 1339, right? What's the relationship between those two numbers in each pair? The second number is 3 times the first number. Okay, so 7 times 3 is going to be 21. 11 times 3 is going to be 33. 13 times 3 is going to be 39. So 21 times 3, which is going to be 63, which is, yeah, this should be equal to the unknown number. Yeah. Okay. How about this? 6, 10, 4, 15, 12, 5. Wow. You guys did it pretty fast. Okay. So, you take a quick, your brain can work very fast. Take a quick look. You look at the difference. You find out them. They're not going to give you the same number. You look at, right, division, subtraction, and I give up, right? So then do the multiplication. Okay, multiplication, Andy, multiplication, yes. So, so 6 times 10 equals 60. 4 times 15 is equal to 60. 12 times 5 is going to be 60. So that number times, right, times 1 should be equal to 6. Should be 60. So that number clearly is going to be 60. Right? If the last digit, if I change it 2, then yes, 30. 30 times 2 is 60. But here it's 1. So just times 1. Okay, so it's clear. So it's 60. 60 is the answer. Okay. So how about 13, 12, 15, 13, 17, 14, something, 15. So you see that this is increasing, right? That's my hint. And also the other number is increasing too. Yeah, you can you can consider as an alternative sequence. You can consider like a 2 sequence mixed up. Then clearly from here, right, that should be 13, 15 increased by 2, 15 to 17, 17 to 17 plus 2, it's gonna be 19. Okay, another way you can solve the problem is 13 minus 12 is 1, right? 15 minus 13 is going to be 2. 17 minus 14 is going to be 3. So that number minus 15 equals 4. So that's also implies it's going to be 19. So different reason, yeah. Different reason you can also end up with the same answer. Okay. All right, so here's another one. Oh, sorry. My mistakes. Type. That's it's 14, 10. Yes. Then you can solve the problem. Yeah, 18, 17, 14, 10, 10, 1, something, 5. Everybody gets 6? Why? So we got 2 different answers here right now. That's a very interesting question. Now, the reason you get 6, I know that. So you only focus on this, right? Decrease, yes, it's decreased by 4 each time. But you really need to take care of this. There's no pattern here. 17, 10, 1, and 5. Right? So you cannot do this. You cannot just focus on the first number in the pair. First numbers. Right? You have to consider all those numbers globally. Right? Any different answers you can give to me? I think Morgan's answer is correct. Andy's answer is correct. Thank you. Anyone else? First of all, I think a 6 is wrong. Cannot be 6. I already explained to you because if you only focus on the first number in each pair, yes, it should be 6 because 18, 14, 10, then 6. But you cannot ignore the second number associated with that. 17, 10, and 1. I don't see any logic, then jump to 5. So cannot be 6. Okay, so let me finish this. Okay. So I use the same method, try and see the difference, try and see, the addition or multiplication. I think I'm going to use the difference. Okay. The difference of 2 numbers in each pair. Okay, it's going to be 4. Then 10 minus 1 is going to be 9. So I think this give a pretty good idea. This is a sequence of squares. So this probably, yeah, this should be equal to 16 right here. So that implies that number should be 5 plus 16 is 21. I think it's reasonable. 21 is more reasonable. Okay, so you take care of all the numbers, right? All right. Yeah, the next one, I'm going to, yeah, that's too small. 2, okay. So let's take a look at this problem. 1, 4, 2, 7, 3, 10, some number 13. Okay, can you do that? Yeah. All right, so this time you probably, yeah, should look at, it's like a, you know, maybe 4 to 7, 7 to, oh, what is my type? Where's this? This is a 10. Okay, I put a 0. Yeah. So 4 to 7, 7 to 10, it's increased. 10 to 13 is always plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. Okay, so you just take care of that. Then you look at the 1, 2, 3, then clearly that number should be equal to 4. Okay, right? Another way you can do is you take the difference of the two numbers. Maybe that works. Okay, the difference of two numbers, 4 minus 1 is 3, 7 minus 2 is 5, 10 minus 3 equals, right, equals 7, right? 13 minus some number should be equal to what? Should be equal to 9. So that implies that number, right, is going to be 4. And that's a way to solve the problem. Okay. Yes. All right, so I'm going to add another problem here. This is a little bit difficult. I'm going to put number Q27. So here's a 1, 4, 11, 34, 7, 22, and that number, unknown numbers, and 16. Okay, let's figure it out. Okay, now if you want to take the difference, you don't see any patterns here. 1 minus 1 equals 3. 34 minus 11 is 23. And the 22 minus 7 is 15. So this is not working, okay? Okay, it's not working. Anyone can figure it out before the end of the class. Yeah, this is the most difficult problem, honestly. Wow. We do see some people got it. Michelle, Jack. You must be smarter than your father, huh? Oliver. Okay, so let's see. You know, I try to use a division. I find out I always get remainder. That's the whole point. You know, 11, 34. 34 is not 33. For 33 is great. But if you think that way, then you probably get the answer. 7, 21. You know, 7 multiplied by 3 is going to be 21, right? 7, but here's 22 here, right? And so I guess maybe we should do like that. This 1 times 3 and plus 1 is going to be 34. And the 7 times 3 plus 1 is going to be 22. How about 4, right? 1 times 3 plus 1 equals 4. So if you see this way, right, you know, then and then some number, right, times 3 plus 1 should be equal 16. What is that number, right? That number is going to be 5. Okay, this is a difficult, okay, because you have to not only just multiply by 3 the previous term, you have to add the 1. Okay, so that's why it is, you know, it is the most difficult. Yeah, this is the most difficult problem. All right, so I stop here.